Hi guys, you're currently looking at my full Grey Knights army. Yeah. Oh god, there's a lot of sound outside. Yeah, whatever. So I just got these two models built. This one I showed earlier, it's Inquisitor Codias, and this is a fun Demon Hammer Grey Knight, which is going to be a purifier, and I'll explain that in a second. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I have written excuse me, I've written Grey Knight's army lists, and I have to tell you, it was hard to make one because, I mean, they're so points heavy that it really doesn't work with doing like a small points army. You have to go like 2,000 points, so that's what I did. I did a 2,000 points army list, and there's not a lot of stuff in it, guys. And so I thought I'd just tell you what it is, and I don't know if I'm gonna make this. I just did this one for fun. I haven't really read through the whole codex yet, so I don't know really what stuff's good, but I know that which I don't have Codias in my army list, but he's got a quite good special rule which allows him to take these inquisitorial warbands as troops, which can be quite useful, but maybe in another army list I will do that, but not in this one. So what we got here, and I have some tactics in this army that I like figure out or whatever. So I'll explain that once I've gone through the whole army. So what I have is first of all, the HQ is a librarian with what's it called, Psychic Mastery level 3, which allows him to cast 3 spells in one turn. And he's got a Demon Hammer, Empyrean Brain Mines, and that basically does, you fire that off in the assault phase on a model in base-to-base contact, and if the model takes an initiative test, I think, and if he fails it, he can't attack that round, so it's pretty good. He's got a master-crafted Demon Hammer as well, I forgot about it, and then he's got the 3 Servo Skulls that's coming in. Then he got the spells he's got is Quicksilver, which you fire off in the movement phase, which grants him and his squad 10 initiative, which is pretty good when you're running a Demon Hammer because it reduces your initiative to 1. So I fire off Quicksilver and get 10 initiative. And then he's got Vortex of Doom, which is just kind of a if all else fails, you know, because Vortex of Doom is kind of a suicidal attack. For you guys who know what it is, you understand what I mean, but I don't want to explain what it is. And then he also got Warp Rift, which is also a very good shooting spell. Then we have a Grand Master. The Librarian comes in at 250 points. So, and then we have a Grand Master with a Halberd, Mastercrafted Halberd, and he's got the Psychotrope grenades, and he comes in at 200 points. And I don't want to explain what the Psychotrope grenades does, because basically you roll a dice and you get different results depending on what you get. If you hit a 6, you get that the enemy models start fighting each other, so it's pretty good. And then we go to elites, where I have a squad of 9-man purifiers, all with the demon hammers, and the Justicar has a mastercraft, or the Knights of the Flames, I think he's called, has a mastercrafted demon hammer. They come in at the Grandmaster takes 200 points, if I didn't say that, and the purifiers go in at 266 points. So to be a really heavy hitting unit, they don't cost very much, considering they're Grey Knights also. So you know. And then I have 2 Vindicare Assassins at 290 points for a little bit of long range shooting. And then as a heavy support, I have a Land Raider, just a regular one with las cannons, where I will put my Librarian and the Purifiers in. So that's why they are 9 and not 10 of them. And going to troops, we have a 5-man Terminator squad with where everybody has halberds, and Justicar Thorn is in that as well. Then we have a Grey Knight Strike Squad with on 6-man with a silencer and 3 halberds. At the Terminator squad is 275 points. The Strike Squad is 130 points, and then we have another Strike Squad with a silencer and 5 halberds at 155 points, and then we have 2 Razorbacks with twin-linked las cannons at 160 points, and it all comes down to 1,996 points. So it's not a lot of models, but it's probably a lot more than most of the Grey Knights armies. But it's a lot of points. I mean, I think my 2,000 point list, Dark Angels probably have like double the amount of models. So yeah, but the idea behind this army is basically I have the Terminators are deep striking, so that's why I have the Servo Skulls on my Librarian. So I place out the Servo Skulls in the beginning of the match, then deep strike the Terminators. Yeah, and then I have obviously I have the Strike Squads in the last cans, in the Razorbacks, and they cover objectives and have some long range shooting as well. Then the big tactic I have in this army is the Purifiers, which I put in the Land Raider, as I said, and at the beginning of in the movement phase that they are gonna assault in, I fire off Quicksilver with my Librarian, and so all of them get initiative 10, which means that I get what is it? Let's see, how many attacks? I think they have, Purifiers have 2 attacks. Let's see in the codex. Let's see. Purifier squad. Yes, they have 2 attacks each. So they get 3 on the charge, and they all have initiative 10. So that means I will get 30 attacks with demon hammers to go first, which is pretty beast. And then I have two of those weapons are mastercrafted, the one from the Librarian and one from the Master of the Flames, or whatever they're called. So they get to reroll 1 dice to hit, which is pretty good. Well, it's not great, but it's alright. And then the big thing is that the Grandmaster, he has, let me check this out in the codex. He has an ability or special rule that's called Grand Strategy, which gives, well, 4 different effects. You can choose between 4 different effects, and you roll a d3 and choose that many what's it called, units in your army, and they can have like 1 out of 4 options. And what I'm gonna do is I will use this, and I will give my Demon Hammer squad the Hammer of Righteousness, which makes them reroll rolls to wound, which are a 1, and since they will, well, every time wound on a 2, this will probably mean that they will wound on like every attack, which is really good. And well, if I get any more than 1 in the Grand Strategy, I will probably give my squads the Shield of Blades, which give the troops that, and then they'll have the counterattack special rule every turn here the whole game. So that's the idea of that. And the thing about having Vortex of Doom in this army is I'll probably like run on, or the army on the Librarian, I'll probably like run these guys up in the middle of the enemy's army and just let them hammer away. And they will probably get a lot of attention, so when all the purifiers are dead, my Librarian will probably be surrounded by a lot of guys, so he'll fire off his Vortex of Doom if he's not locked in combat, of course. But I don't think anyone wants to be in combat with Demon Hammer at initiative 10. So yeah, but yeah. So if at the end of the game, when if he's surrounded by a lot of enemies, he will fire off Vortex of Doom and just try to kill as many as possible. And if it's not a lot of guys left, I'd probably fire Warp Rift, because it will probably only kill like 1 guy, or well, I think it can kill a whole unit if you're lucky. But you can take out the tank and you know. So what Warp Rift does is, I think if you fire it off at a unit, they all have to take an initiative test, and if you fail, basically the model dies. And against a tank, a tank suffer penetrating hit. So you can like easily take out a Land Raider with it. So it's pretty good. I think that's about it. And I don't have a lot of time left either, so tell me guys, what do you think of this armor list? It's not like the absolute best Grey Knight army you could probably make, but it's probably a lot better than this, but I wanted to base it off of the Purifier Squad. I thought that would be quite an interesting unit to play with. So yeah, guys, tell me what you think. See you guys, take care, bye.